How's it going, guys? This is your host back again with another video. And in this one, I will be sharing with you my top 6 supplements that I recommend to people that want to get better sleep. Now, there are so many different supplements out there for sleep, but a lot of them have side effects. A lot of them don't work. So I wanted to share with you my top 6 list. All of these are very safe, have minimal side effects. They're all natural. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Number 1 is magnesium glycinate. I recommend magnesium glycinate to almost everybody that comes to me looking to get better sleep. Magnesium is a very important mineral that helps us relax and calm down. And what is really cool about magnesium glycinate specifically is that it is actually a chelated form of magnesium, which means that it has a higher absorption rate than other forms of magnesium. Also, what makes it unique is that it's combined with an amino acid called glycine. Glycine is something that our body naturally produces less of as we age. And so by taking this supplement, we're able to increase both our glycine levels as well as our magnesium levels. So this is a very powerful combination. The best way to take this would be about 200 to 400 milligrams before bed. You could even take more if you wanted to. But that's just kind of the general guideline. I do recommend taking it at least 30 minutes to an hour before bed because sometimes it does cause some mild side effects. So that's why we want to take it before bed. And the main side effect that it can cause is that it can make you a little bit sleepy or drowsy. It can also cause some stomach cramping and diarrhea. However, that only happens if you take more than 800 milligrams. So as long as you take around 200 to 400 milligrams, you should be just fine. No 2 is L-theanine. Now, L-theanine is an amino acid that is found in green tea. It is known to promote relaxation and calmness without causing drowsiness. What makes L-theanine unique is that it crosses the blood-brain barrier where it can increase alpha brainwave activity, which is associated with a state of calmness and focus. Now, the recommended dose of L-theanine is between 100 to 200 milligrams. And so the best way to take this would be about 100 to 200 milligrams about 30 minutes to an hour before bed. And it is generally well tolerated with very few side effects. Some people may experience some mild headaches or nausea, but this is very rare. No, 3 is melatonin. Melatonin is probably the most popular sleep-promoting hormone out there. It is a hormone that our bodies naturally produce that helps regulate our sleep-wake cycle. As our body gets ready for bed, the pineal gland in our brain releases melatonin in response to darkness. And this helps to signal to the body that it's time to sleep. We can take melatonin supplements to help promote better sleep. And this is especially helpful for people who have jet lag or who work night shifts. So the recommended dose of melatonin is between 0.5 to 5 milligrams. However, I recommend starting with a lower dose, like maybe 0.5 or 1 milligram, and then working your way up from there. It's always best to take melatonin about 30 minutes to an hour before bed. And the great thing about melatonin is that it's generally very well tolerated. However, there are some potential side effects that you should be aware of. These include headache, nausea, dizziness, and even sleepiness the next day. In addition, there are some interactions that can occur when taking melatonin. So be sure to talk to your healthcare provider if you're taking any medications before starting melatonin. Next up is vitamin B6. Vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, is a water-soluble vitamin that plays a role in the production of several neurotransmitters in the brain, including serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. GABA is a major sleep-promoting neurotransmitter in the brain. And so by increasing GABA levels, vitamin B6 can promote relaxation and sleepiness. In addition, vitamin B6 also helps to regulate the circadian rhythm, which is our body's internal clock that controls sleep-wake cycles. So the recommended dose of vitamin B6 is between 1.3 to 1.7 milligrams per day. However, for sleep, you may need to take a higher dose. So I recommend taking between 50 to 100 milligrams of vitamin B6 before bed. The good thing about vitamin B6 is that it's generally well tolerated with few side effects. However, taking high doses of vitamin B6 for long periods of time can cause nerve damage. So if you're taking high doses of vitamin B6 for sleep, it is important to monitor how much you're retaking and to talk to your healthcare provider if you experience any numbness or tingling in your hands or feet. No, 5 is L-tryptophan. Now, L-tryptophan is an amino acid that serves as the building block for serotonin. As I mentioned earlier, serotonin is a neurotransmitter that promotes feelings of happiness and well-being. And so by increasing serotonin levels, L-tryptophan can help improve mood and sleep quality. In addition, L-tryptophan is also a precursor for melatonin, which is a hormone that regulates our sleep-wake cycle. So the recommended dose of L-tryptophan is between 100 to 200 milligrams, taken about 30 minutes to an hour before bed. While L-tryptophan is generally safe, there are some potential side effects that you should be aware of. These include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and even drowsiness. In addition, L-tryptophan can interact with certain medications such as antidepressants and blood thinners. So be sure to talk to your healthcare provider if you're taking any medications before starting L-tryptophan. And last but not least, number 6 is zinc. Zinc is a mineral that plays an important role in many bodily functions, including immune function, wound healing, and cell growth and division. Zinc is also involved in the production of melatonin, which, as I mentioned earlier, helps regulate our sleep-wake cycle. In addition, zinc also helps to promote relaxation and calmness, which can lead to better sleep. So the recommended dose of zinc is between 11 to 12 milligrams per day. However, for sleep, you may need to take a higher dose, so I recommend taking around 30 milligrams of zinc before bed. Now, while zinc is generally safe, there are some potential side effects that you should be aware of. These include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and even constipation. In addition, taking too much zinc can interfere with the absorption of other minerals, such as copper and iron, so be sure to talk to your healthcare provider before starting any new zinc supplements. So that's it from my top 6 list of supplements for sleep. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit from it. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.